This is Suzanne Wagner, and I am doing a continuation of the astrology for 2023. This particular video is on Pluto in Aquarius, which is going to be March 23rd, 2023 through June 11th, 2023. At that point, it will go retrograde and it will back up into Capricorn for the rest of the year. But in January of 2024, Pluto will go into Aquarius, and that is going to be a really interesting moment. But let's start with this year. This year, this will create a major change in regard to the entire dynamics of social structures, politics, and all those things that have been screaming for reform. Issues that have managed to avoid confrontation are going to be exposed in the full light of Aquarius's desire to move forward. Power and control issues related to the individuality and the rights of women, minorities, and the elderly will come into the forefront. The mindset shifts from fear and protectionism and into embracing science, new progressive ideas, humanitarian struggles, and a powerful desire to do a complete overhaul of our society towards making things fairer and more equitable. Now, this just begins in 2023, but it's going to be 2 decades, 20 years. It's going to be 2 decades of this unraveling. So it's exciting, but all these things are slow, because these things take time. Okay. We are going to change in unusual ways, and for some, they may change in ways that they did not see coming. While the U.S. chart took some big hits in 2020, 2021, now we are going to see the return of the power of the people. A moment when it is not about kings, queens, governments, or dictators, but about that countries are to do what is required to help and serve their people. Those that do not serve or represent all their people will be replaced. Policies that do not serve all the people will be changed. Pluto is the furthest planet that we acknowledge at this moment in history. It represents the unknown, those issues that need to die in order to be reborn. Pluto is the force of nature itself. This aspect says that the voices of nature are now going to be louder than the puny laws of man. Pluto intends to crush the personal willfulness of tyrants. Pluto shows that those in power are at the mercy of forces vastly greater than their greed. Pluto in Aquarius shows that ahead there is a battle that cannot be won with more opposition to the obvious truths arising. The only choice will be to capitulate to the forces that will destroy what the minds and egos of greed had built. Surrender is going to be required from all of us, and we will have to move into a place of trusting the greater powers of the universe. Pluto requires actions from each person. It will not tolerate us just lazily laying back into the flow of what is happening. Pluto looks at the end game. It sees the distance that needs to be traversed to get to the required goals. It requires us to understand the consequences of our actions or inactions. Pluto in Aquarius will eliminate what does not sustain life. Pluto in Aquarius will pull out those rotten teeth that toxify the body and cause more illness. Pluto eliminates what is not working, is corrupted, and what will not be able to withstand the difficult conditions that must be confronted ahead. Pluto in Aquarius looks at the society as a whole. It wants to build strong foundations for an uncertain future. Pluto in Aquarius will propel us into the age of artificial intelligence, intergalactic communications, and greater astronomical understanding of the universe. Know that this process will be painful for some at the beginning. It will energize those that want to pull those rotten teeth to heal the body. This is going to be exciting for those at the cutting edges of innovation, science, and technology. We are going to move faster than ever before. The excesses of the powerful and wealthy will be checked by the fairness of Aquarius. Instead of the power coming from the top to the bottom, now the shifts will be coming from those at the bottom and trickling up to the top. Pluto in Aquarius wants dignity to replace arrogance. Power will be taken from the corrupt and greedy. Peace and justice will replace prejudice and conspiracies. I am excited to see what this more positive cycle of Pluto in Aquarius will hold for our commingled future. Pluto in Aquarius will kill egos and empower liberated actions. Pluto in Aquarius takes the sacredness of life and light and matures it beyond ego into a pure conscious intent that is inclusive and caring. Thanks, everyone.